All right. So I hope that you're all doing okay. I know that this is a really, really challenging time just for everyone in the world. So, if there's anything that Penn State can do to better support you, please let us know. I know we're all just trying our best to make sure that everybody's getting everything that they need. So going back to the presentation, like I said, my name is Maria Walls. I am your contact for career services at the University Park campus within the Smeal College of Business. And this presentation is just going to talk a little bit about just career prep. So you are probably all freshmen and sophomores at the Berks campus, and you're probably getting ready within the next year or two to be transitioning to University Park. And with that, comes a lot of different territory. There's, it's exciting. You are probably excited to get to University Park, but, I'm sure you're anxious in different ways, especially related to career prep. So I thought we could give you some tips just to kind of help you out and get you prepared for everything that that's going to entail. All right. So the first thing that I wanted to point out is, like I said, I've already introduced myself, but this is my email. If that's something that you'd like to have, I would go ahead and write that down. You're free to contact me at any point in time between now and between your transition to University Park. And even once you get to University Park, please know that I am here for you. My position is in charge of, helping all of the Commonwealth campus students transition. And I'm happy to do so. You can schedule an appointment with me on Nittany Lion Careers at any point in time. You can do it in person once you arrive at University Park, or you can do it virtually, and I can talk with you on the phone or through a video call. And today there will be one-on-one meetings as well. So after the presentation, if you'd like to connect and drop into our office hours, the link was in the email that you received about this presentation. You can come in and I'm happy to talk with you about any concerns that you might have, related to your transition. I'm happy to answer any questions you have and just talk a little bit about career prep. So in addition to myself, we also have a team within the Business Career Center that you're more than welcome to engage with. We have several career coaches who are here ready and willing to assist you with anything that you might need. And our website is down at the bottom if you'd like to explore some of our resources. In addition to the Business Career Center, we also have an academic advisor within SMEAL who is your contact for the Berks campus. So Ala Hatfield, she's wonderful. If you need anything at all related to academic advising and you have questions for her, please feel free to reach out. So today we're going to talk about, I would say, 4 different themes. First is just key career resources. The second is learning how to maximize your first and second years so that when you get to University Park, you're in as good a shape as you can be to start applying for those big internships and full-time jobs. We're also going to talk about career planning tips for change of campus SMEAL students, so tips for your unique population, and then supporting SMEAL resources that you can take advantage of while you're at Berks campus and when you come to University Park. Okay, so key career resources. So one of the biggest resources that you'll be able to utilize is Nittany Lion Careers. And this is a platform in which you do multiple things. You'll be applying for jobs through Nittany Lion Careers. You'll be searching for different opportunities that come about. You can RSVP for events that will be either virtual or on campus here at University Park. And you can also schedule meetings and appointments with all of the career coaches within our office in the BCC. So Business Career Center website and just our center as a whole, like I said, we are the key resource for College of Business students at SMEAL in terms of everything related to career prep. And of course, your campus's career service office and website. You have excellent career resources at your campus, so certainly utilize those while you're still at Berks. And then LinkedIn is also a great resource as well for connecting with other people within the field and also applying for jobs. So like I said, Nittany Lion Careers is one of the biggest platforms that you're going to be using within your time as a business student. So this is where you're able to search for different job opportunities, find positions, and apply to them. And also schedule time to meet with career counselors in our office. So what you're going to want to do within Anyline Careers is you'll complete a profile and a user agreement to be able to access the full system. You'll be able to search through all of the postings. You can schedule a career coaching appointment and the instructions are within it there. So requesting a counseling appointment, you'll pick SMEAL or you'll pick your own career services, and then you'll go in, you can filter who you'd like to meet with and the times and dates that you're available. And then if you are invited for on-campus interviews, then you'll also be able to sign up and RSVP for those interviews through Anyline Careers. So our Business Career Center website is an excellent resource for you. We jam-pack it with as much information as we possibly can about things that you might need to know. So first, we link to Anyline Careers, of course, so you're able to access that. We also have information on employer events, career fairs, different programs that might be available with employers if they're coming to campus and they're doing an information table or they're doing a cover letter event, career topic presentations that you'll be able to watch from past presentations that have been recorded, so you can also benefit from that information if you're not able to come to events in person. And then we have a lot of other handouts, videos, and online resources related to things like resumes, mock interviews, and cover letters. And additionally, we also have information on SMEAL student organizations that you're able to access to discover, different opportunities that will be available to you on the University Park campus. Okay, so your campus career services office. So Berks has a wonderful office, and I would certainly take advantage of it as much as you are able to within your time at campus. And there's a lot of things that they're available to help you with, whether it's identifying career goals and trying to figure out what are the small baby steps towards getting there, or what you should be thinking about long-term in order to achieve those goals. They can help you research companies and figure out which companies might be the best fit for you based on your values and your overall mission, overall goals within your career search process. So they also are able to provide you with really good tips to gaining relevant experiences and leadership. One thing that's really helpful is sometimes career counselors are able to look at your resume and see, maybe you need to get more experience related to leadership, or maybe you could benefit from strengthening the work experience part of your resume. So getting tips on that is another great thing that you can do. And then other things as well, like LinkedIn, elevator pitch, networking. I would definitely take advantage of your career services office to practice your elevator pitch, try and navigate LinkedIn, how to reach out to Penn State alumni, how to reach out to employers and send intentional messages. And then networking, career fairs, and prep, just getting ready to go to those career fairs, whether they're virtual or at University Park. And then certainly the, ever-present, I don't know what I want to do with my life conversation. The career services office would be happy to talk to you if, you want to major in finance, for example, but you're not sure what you want to do with that degree. Having really great conversations with them, just to talk through your strengths, what your interests are, I think could help you get on track in that way as well. So in addition to these resources, it's really important to figure out how to maximize your first and second years as a Penn State business student at the Berks campus. So making sure that you're doing everything that you can possibly do so that when you do arrive at University Park and it's time to start applying for those jobs and internships, that you will be in the best shape that you can possibly be. So in thinking through that, it's important to talk about, the skills that employers prioritize. So if you want to maximize your time at the Berks campus, what should you be doing? And, this chart shows, several different ideas of ways that you can try and beef up your resume and beef up your experiences so that you are the best candidate you can possibly be when it's time to apply. So leadership, trying to figure out where you can get leadership experience, whether that is through a job and you are, getting a promotion and you're able to train other staff members, the ability to work in a team. Can you join a club where you're going to be working on a project with a big team? Thinking about your GPA and trying to strengthen that as much as you can possibly can. Global experience, thinking about studying abroad in the future. Computer skills, making sure that you are proficient in basic things related to your major, like Microsoft Excel. So these are all of the different things that employers prioritize, and my personal opinion is, look at this list is pretty comprehensive, and think about how you can make sure that you are hitting every single point with something related to your resume or related to academics. All right, looks like we have quite a few people in here. It's good to see. Just checking in on attendance. Okay. So then along with that is choosing meaningful experiences is also really important. Something that we really emphasize is prioritizing quality over quantity. So rather than having a resume where you're involved in 15 different experiences, but you're only a member in all of them, it's far, far better to, just have maybe 3, 4, 5 experiences, but be meaningfully engaged. So what I mean by that is making sure that when you are involved in something that you are seeking out as many opportunities as possible to demonstrate leadership skills, to get involved in activities that will look good on your resume within a student organization, or to try and rise up and get a treasurer position, for example. So making sure that if you are getting involved in something that you're doing as much as you can to be involved within that experience. And that's certainly better than having, 10 things. So different things that you can get involved in are student organizations, volunteer work, internships, class projects are something that people don't often think of, but are certainly important to have on a resume. Case competitions are also great. They show that you've been able to meaningfully engage with companies and get that teamwork experience. So these are all of the kinds of things that you could be putting on your resume. And while it would be nice, ideally, to be able to check all of these boxes, just thinking about the ones that might be the most important related to the position that you might be applying for in the future, depending on your long-term goals, I think would be a great way to hit as many as you can. So then thinking about how do you get a job and an internship? So obviously there are multiple stages to this process. It's not just coming up to a company and saying, hi, I'm great, I think you should hire me. So it all just starts at the beginning. So thinking about values, your interests, strengths, goals, making sure that you are aware of exactly who you are and what you're going to be selling in the future. Ultimately, in order to get the job, we need to figure out how best to sell ourselves, and that requires a lot of self-reflection and a lot of time. So kind of having a good understanding of that is the first step. Then once you have that, researching companies, making sure that the companies that you're applying to are in line with your values, your strengths, your long-term goals. And then going a little bit deeper and exploring postings, being able to figure out, okay, so I'm interested in this company, but do they have an internship that could work for me? What would my life at this company look like long term? So being able to identify and rank your top picks and figure out which companies you want to be shooting towards in the future. And then pairing those first two things. So being able to understand what your long-term goals are, what your values are, what you're looking for within a company, and then being able to match that between you and the opportunities. So, it's not enough to just want to work anywhere. We need to make sure that we know why we want to work somewhere. So being able to articulate that to a company is essential. At the end of the day, college juniors all want an internship, but if you're applying to Kohl's wants to know exactly why you want to work at Kohl's. Yes, you want an internship, but why Kohl's specifically? So that's important. So what's behind the process? Proactivity. So it's really, really important to be putting towards your best effort related to the job search process. Ultimately, if you're doing everything that you possibly can, that's about the only thing that you can be doing. So controlling everything within you. So making sure that you're taking advantage of all the opportunities that you can take advantage of, and staying in the loop with companies. Know exactly when the internship postings are available for you, when you can apply, and being aware of exactly how that fits with your personal timeline. Getting involved on campus, making sure that you are holding jobs, making sure everything you're doing is relevant to your long-term career goals, and just keep growing. Make sure that you're doing as much as you possibly can and just taking advantage of those resources. So additionally, I wanted to give a list of our top 6 career planning tips for change of campus meal students. So we're going to go a little bit in depth with all 6 of these, and these are the things that we think can benefit you the most and can set you up the best to be ready to start applying to those jobs when you arrive at University Park, whether it's your internship, externship, co-ops, or full-time position. So we'll go in depth with all of these. So the first thing we recommend is the BA 297 one-credit course, Career Planning and Strategies. This is a course that's sponsored by Kohl's and is all about getting ready for the job search process. So helping you develop those professional skills related to developing a resume, developing mock interview skills, learning how to navigate LinkedIn, and learning how to professionally network. All of these topics are things that we cover in the class. So we do have an online section that's exclusively for first and second year campus students, and you can take that at any time in your first and second year. So if you would like to take that at your campus, you're certainly welcome and encouraged to. And then we also have an in-person section at University Park. So you could take it online while you're still at Berks or in person at University Park. The nice thing about this class is that it's asynchronous, which means that there's no live meeting time. While there's certainly deadlines, you're able to complete everything on your own time when it works for your schedule. So that's definitely a benefit of doing it online within the course. And we just have, like I said, a lot of hands-on and reflective assignments. A lot of our weekly lectures are taught by corporate partner employers. And again, it's just on topics related to essential things that you're going to need to be doing or thinking about within the career planning process. So something to keep in mind is that BA 297 is definitely a great resource for essentially pushing you to do all the things that maybe you should be doing anyway for the career service planning process, and giving you a grade for it at the end of the day. So the next thing is making sure that you build a strong resume. So at the end of the day, you know, in order to get the job, you need to have an interview. And in order to get the interview, you need to have a strong resume that's able to make a great first impression. So we here in the BCC at University Park, we have a resume format that we recommend students kind of implement into their resume. And so the reason that we do this is because our recruiters give us a lot of feedback, and they tell us that they're far more likely to hire a student if their resume looks like this, because this format is very legible. You know, everything, all the elements are pretty much within the same place. It's very easy for them to read and digest. So we really recommend that students adapt their resume to this format if possible. And we have a lot of tips on the website about this, some different videos that you can watch, some handouts that you can download. And feel free to ultimately reach out to us if you have any questions. You know, you can schedule a virtual meeting with us to review your resume. You can schedule an in-person review of your resume at your campus. And working on a resume, like I said, is just one of the key things that you should be doing to make sure that you're set up as best you can so that when you do apply for something, you're able to get that interview because of the resume. So career fairs. Career fairs are very important. Ultimately, a lot of our students get a job from a career fair. So there's a few different reasons why you should be going to them now. So discovering potential opportunities. This is a great opportunity, you know, within your freshman and sophomore year to figure out what it is you're going to be looking for when you get to your junior and senior years. So kind of figuring out what's out there, going to career fairs to see what are the companies that tend to hire from Penn State. And within those companies, what positions do they have available to you? So it's also a great way to learn how to become a highly qualified candidate. So one thing that is great about career fairs is that you're able to network and you're able to talk to recruiters. And you know, your freshman and sophomore year, the stakes are low. You're not applying for anything. So you can go up, you can talk to somebody and have them look over your resume, and you could say, you know, I'm very interested in working for your company in the future. I'm planning on applying next year. How does my resume look at this point? Are there any gaps that you think I need to fill before I apply? This is a great opportunity to get feedback. You know, maybe they say, it looks like you have a lot of good work experience, but you're not as involved in clubs. So why don't you focus on that? So great opportunity to get feedback. Also a good opportunity to build and maintain professional relationships. You know, our recruiters tell us that they remember students. They see a lot of students when they go to career fairs, but they remember the ones who take the time to reach out, to engage in meaningful conversations. And if you are able to go to career fairs on a regular basis and are connecting with the same recruiters from Deloitte, for example, then you're able to kind of get on their radar so that when you end up applying, they'll be like, oh, that's right, I do remember Maria. I saw her at an information table a few months ago, and she was at the career fair last year, and she had emailed me afterwards to follow up. So maintaining those relationships is definitely a benefit of going early. And lastly, just familiarizing yourself with the environment. I think we can all agree that career fairs aren't that fun. They're very scary, especially at first, and kind of getting those nerves out of your system before you go and before it really matters is definitely a benefit to that as well. So quick tips for career fairs, just talking through this a little bit more. First, definitely to your benefit to research companies. Knowing exactly who's going to be there will definitely help you be efficient with your time, and making sure that among the companies that are coming that you choose the right ones to talk to, making sure that the ones you choose to talk to are the ones whose mission aligns with your long-term goals and that they have positions available for you. The next thing is we recommend that you don't ask them what internships are available and what they do. This is something that you should come prepared with as far as information goes, making sure that you're aware of what they have available to you so that your conversation can be more focused on, you know, getting more info on the company as a whole, you know, talking through mission and values, making sure everything is aligned so you don't have to spend time asking about what exactly they do. You already know, and you can talk about other things. Always ask for contact information and a business card to follow up, and then send that thank you afterwards. Like I said before, maintaining those relationships is essential. And if you're able to get a business card and send a thank you email within 24 hours, that's definitely going to be memorable to somebody and will help you develop that relationship. And then just making sure that your elevator pitch is strong. So being casual to some extent and being comfortable with the recruiter, you know, you want to make sure that whatever you're saying is formalized, but being able to be comfortable enough to not feel robotic, talking to somebody like they're just a regular person, which is who they are, is definitely going to be to your benefit. Memorizing talking points instead of a script is great as well. You know, you don't want to seem robotic. You want to seem like you're able to be yourself, because that's certainly the best way to make an impression. Then follow up with telling them why you're interested in the company. Maybe you saw, you know, that they recently acquired this new project and you'd love to get involved with that, or you're very impressed with their value statement and the way they conduct their company culture is something that you could talk a little bit about as well. And then a great way to end your elevator pitch is by having questions so you're able to continue the conversation. Okay, so then we'll talk a little bit about supporting SMEAL resources. So there's a lot of different things that we have available, so you're able to benefit from them, whether it's at the Berks campus or currently. So the SMEAL Alumni Mentor Program is definitely something that we recommend you take advantage of, just because you're able to talk to SMEAL alums who can give you some advice on their own career search process. You know, perhaps they work for a company that you'd like to work for in the future and can give you some tips on how to apply and how to get the attention of the recruiters. We also have undergraduate career guides who can help you and give you that extra edge and give you some advice related to careers. Student organizations, being able to get involved. We have a lot of professional organizations within SMEAL who, you know, are related to major or general area of interest, and that's a great way to beef up your resume and connect with like-minded peers. And then the SMEAL Office of International Programs, which is all about global opportunities, study abroad, global internships, and they'll actually be talking about that just here soon. Okay, so we have a colleague from the SMEAL Office of International Programs. I'm going to let them conduct this part of the presentation. Let me just get them connected here. Let's see. Okay. So Ellie, I have promoted you to a panelist, so if you'd like to take it over from here and I can switch the slides for you. Seem to be having some technical difficulties. Let's see.
How about
Ellie.
this?
Oh, there you are. Great.
Thanks, Maria. Thanks so much. Hi, everybody. My name is Ellie Labrine, and I'm a study abroad advisor in the SMEAL Office of International Programs. So we're an office made up of 3 study abroad advisors and our Associate Dean of International Programs, Jeff Sharp. And we specifically advise students, business students or business or DUS students that are intending to be SMEAL majors, so that may apply to most of you. So we're happy to meet with you about your study abroad plans, and it's kind of an advantage to you to meet with us because we are familiar with what you need as a SMEAL student, as well as how study abroad would fit into that plan. And so I'll probably mention 3 or 4 times in this next couple of minutes with you that I really recommend that you make an appointment with us at your convenience. We're doing Zoom appointments via Starfish. You'll be able to go on Starfish, search for SMEAL Office of International Programs, and easily be able to schedule an appointment with us. So even if you're just considering study abroad and you're not really sure if it's for you, we encourage you to reach out and make an appointment with us at any time. Next slide, I guess. So when do SMEAL students usually study abroad? You may study abroad in fall or spring semester of your junior or senior year. And the reason for that is because usually first year and second year, you're busy doing your entrance to majors, as I'm sure you guys all know. That coursework is planned out over the first 2 years, and you're working on your GPA and doing those courses which cannot be taken abroad. And for that reason, once you're in your SMEAL major officially, then that's when students usually study abroad for a semester. There are in a very few cases, I mean 5 out of 300 cases is really seldom, that some students may be very much ahead on their entrance to majors. Maybe they transferred in a lot of entrance to major credits. And in that case, you can contact me to see if you'd be eligible to apply as a sophomore for sophomore semester only, right? Spring of your sophomore year. And that would be students who are now freshmen would be trying to apply for the May 1st deadline, which is in just a couple weeks. So if any of you think that that might be something that interests you, I definitely recommend that you reach out to me after this appointment. Any earlier semesters are not permitted for SMEAL students to study abroad. You can study abroad any summer, so after your first year, second year, or junior year. A lot of students reserve junior summer for internships, and so you might want to start thinking about, if you're interested in a summer study abroad, doing that a bit earlier. Summer only for if you're planning risk management or actuarial science. Those course sequencings in your major doesn't allow for a semester abroad. So definitely if you're considering that major, you definitely want to think about doing, say, a 3-week or 6-week summer study abroad program. There's also many SMEAL summer faculty led, where we actually have a SMEAL faculty member who goes abroad on that program and teaches one of those, one course about being in that location that has to do with business. And so that's kind of a neat way for you to build a relationship with a SMEAL faculty member while being abroad. So the next upcoming deadline is May 1st, and that would be if you're planning to study abroad next spring. So I realize that's very much in advance, but a couple of things for you to keep in mind is that you can start this application, submit the application by May 1st, and then you have until, they'll tell you if you've been accepted sometime in the summer, but you will have until October 1st to actually commit to the program. So no fees or no problem with withdrawing your application if you were to submit it now and then change your mind anytime up until the beginning of next fall semester. And this is a point where if you're considering this, I really recommend you do schedule an appointment with the SMEAL Office of International Programs. We can talk to you about what's the best timing for you personally, scholarships that might apply, a location that you might be interested in. Maybe it's because you're also interested in language. Maybe you have family heritage in a certain area of the world. Maybe you have been to some places and you want to try others. And so we can talk to you about that along with the overall academic fit into your plan. The last thing is the international business minor. This is a really unique minor because it actually requires you to study abroad for a minimum of 6 credits. And so the first prescribed courses you see there are all courses that any SMEAL major has to take anyways. And so you'll already be taking those as a SMEAL major. The supporting courses and related area courses, you will take 2 international business courses at your campus or at University Park sometime before you graduate. It does not have to be done before you study abroad. And then you will need to study abroad for a minimum of 6 weeks, 6 credits. And so that could easily be satisfied by a semester abroad or also by a 6-week, 6-credit summer program. You will then take 2 more supporting courses. If you do a semester, we'll be able to lump those into your semester abroad. If you were to go abroad for a summer, then those would be 2 additional courses you would take here at University Park. And so on our website, you'll see more detailed information about this. Or again, I recommend highly that you schedule an appointment with us and we can talk a little bit more about that.
Great. Thank you so much, Ellie. So now, we're getting to the point where we're getting close to our one-on-one drop-in appointments. So if you save the email from the invite to the presentation, you would have seen links to both drop-in hours with myself and drop-in hours with Ellie. So feel free to utilize those. Those start at 2:30 and go until 4:30. So you're free to drop in at any point in time. If you have any questions at all, or would like to talk through some details about the topics that we talked about. But otherwise, Ellie, do you have any final words?
I wondered, you said 2:30 to 4:30. I was thinking they were 1:30 to 3:30.
Oh, yes, you are right. I'm so sorry. Time it's all just a mush to me at this point. Correct. Yes, those are the correct times. Thank you for explaining that. Thank you.
Perfect. And also just a reminder that if you're not able to make those walk-ins this afternoon, that you can easily schedule appointments with both of our offices at your convenience at a later time.
Yes, thank you so much. Okay, well, feel free to drop into those hours or shoot us an email if you have any other questions, but we hope that you all have a great rest of your day. Hopefully you're staying safe and healthy, and hopefully there's sunshine wherever you are. There's sunshine here in State College, and it's great to see. So let us know if you need anything. Otherwise, we hope to see you in the drop-in hours.